To be fair, neither of those people stopped at it either. So this is very much so being trained on human behavior. Both of those cars just flew right past it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We finally got a new version of FSD. So with this most recent software update, 25.14.6, we were introduced to FSD version 13.2.9. So we were on 13.2.8 for what felt like 3 months. I think the official time between releases was like 84 days, 85 days, something around there. I have taken a look at 13.2.8 two separate times. My first experience was pretty rough. My second experience had gotten a lot better. So hopefully with 13.2.9, they've just kind of polished the last version of 13.2.8, or the most recent variation of it. But this will be my first drive using it here in 13.2.9. I'm sure it'll be pretty similar, but let's take it for a ride and see. All right, so we got a destination in. We'll go ahead and press and hold and get going. Takes right off from park. Sometimes that's worked for me, sometimes it hasn't. So good to see that it's more consistent there. So I have heard that the nag isn't as bad. So definitely something that I want to check out. I guess we can kind of test it. So I'm gonna put a timer on my phone and put it up here on my little stand so you guys can see it. And then we'll just test how long I can actually look at the screen for. All right. And I'm looking straight ahead and then screen. Nine seconds is how long we got. All right, let's try it again. And looking straight ahead and screen. Ooh, 5 seconds, a little less than 6.5. It definitely started around 5. So I guess it just depends on what you're doing. Let's do one more. And looking ahead and screen. 7 seconds. So we've had 9.3 seconds, 5 seconds-ish, and 7 seconds-ish. So I don't have a good judge of what it was like before, but that seems pretty on par. Like, it doesn't seem like it's gotten a whole lot better. But I don't know. It is, ooh. I was about to slam on the brakes because it did not look like it was realizing that speed bump. Then again with this weird intersection where if there's a car here, it wants you to stop back here, but there's not. So we go over the tracks and then come to a stop. That person went, then this person's going, then we'll go. And we're stopped in the middle of the intersection. I didn't touch it. I was just waiting. Normally it flies right through that intersection. So that was an interesting little bit of a hold up there. But we did complete the move. I love interactions like that where someone's turning right or left out of your lane. It never comes to a complete stop. It doesn't panic and just slam on the brakes and then restart. It just slowly eases its way, and if it needs to go around them a little bit, it will, but it almost never fully stops unless they come to a complete stop, which I think is just really normal, natural behavior, and I always appreciate it when I see it. As far as braking goes, like coming to a stop at stop signs and stoplights, I've only obviously done it a few times now at these speed bumps and the stop signs. It does feel a little bit heavy-handed, which has not really been an issue recently. You know, it's hard, like, when you're comparing different versions of FSD to pick up on, like, little nuances, because sometimes things get better and then sometimes they get worse, and sometimes it's, like, just a interaction specific, like, it's just that time, and then all the other ones are smooth. So we'll have to keep paying attention to it, but we're right on speed control wise, dead on that 45 speed limit. Now we're a couple miles an hour over, but feels like we're booking it. Doesn't feel like we're struggling to keep up with the speed, which is great. Came into that turn kind of hot, but this is our destination, technically. I just picked a random address, so what's it gonna do? It almost wanted to pull me into their driveway, but it's just gonna stop me on the side. All right, let's get another destination in. So stopping, yeah, it just feels a little bit less smooth, less gradual. That was good, though. Since it had already done its little stop, it kind of just glided right through that. Yeah, we're cooking now. Random windshield wiper wipe. I haven't noticed that a lot recently. Used to be a problem back in the day, for sure. This is kind of like a windy, like back roady type street, and we are cooking through here. Not speeding, we're actually going 5 under, but it just doesn't feel like we're kind of slowly easing our way into things. I mean, we are humming. Now, I don't love this type of interaction with like delivery trucks because sometimes they'll walk around the corner really quick, but handled that okay. I usually try to be kind of cautious around those and go really slow in case the employee walks out from around the truck. You're dropping the speed limit down to 25 through here. It's a school zone. Obviously no school today. It's a Sunday, but I guess the flashers weren't on, so not technically in the school zone speed limit right now. Going about 5 over now. You may have noticed I do have like the rainbow lights cycling as we're doing FSD. You could do this with Enhanced Autos products a little bit before that Tesla actually released it, but it is inside of the toy box. If you go to Rainbow Road and you turn on Gotta Have More Rainbows, it'll put this updated Rainbow Road on here and then cycle your LED lights through the different colors. Obviously a lot easier to see at night, but I know I've mentioned this before, but we've kind of gotten to the point with FSD where like very rarely does it do something that is uncharacteristic or catches you off guard. And if it does, it's usually in the positive direction. Like it'll make it move really smooth, or it'll kind of glide between two cars that are stopped on the side of the road or something like that. Very rarely does it do something where you know, makes you want to slam on the brakes and grab the steering wheel. That stuff just doesn't really happen anymore. Every once in a while, every like, you know, blue moon, there'll be one little thing where you're like, I don't really like that. But I use FSD pretty much every single drive. I'd say 90% or so, maybe a little bit higher depending. But I'm just so used to how it functions. Like I'll just click home, sit there, eat, drives me home, no issues. Like you just don't think about it anymore, which I appreciate. We got some kids walking across the road right here. So I want this to handle it very slowly. And ideally what I would do is get like way over here. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Get way out of the way of those kids. That was good. That's exactly what I would do. I'd probably go a little bit more. I'd probably get in the full left lane and just ride that because I always like to give pedestrians that are walking like as much room as humanly possible. But that did a pretty good job. All right, we're approaching our second destination here. They have a freaking waterfall in their yard? That's crazy. I want one of those. All right, so we're going to this house right here. Yeah, it's I would let it was pulling into the driveway. I would 100% let it if there wasn't a dude walking right there in his garage, being like, who is this guy? So I canceled that, but that was going to pull into the driveway, which we have been wanting it to do. Sorry I had to cancel that, but if there literally wasn't a guy standing right there who owns that house, I would have done it. All right, let's get another destination in. So that's what I'm saying with like the stop sign behavior being like different from like different points in your drive even. At the very beginning, it was doing a lot of like very aggressive stopping, and it might be speed related. Okay, that was good. Speed related, like we're going 45, so it has to put the brakes on a little bit harder. And here in the neighborhood, we're going 25, so it doesn't have to brake as hard. But this neighborhood like stop sign interaction has been beautifully smooth. And overall, the handling of this neighborhood speed control wise has been really good. It's handled every weird little interaction, like that car back there where it kind of came into our lane, the kids that were walking on the side of the road, the stop signs, everything's been really smooth, not really speeding that much. We're only going 2 miles per hour over the speed limit, which is totally fine. And this is how I want it to handle a neighborhood. Here's a little situation. So we've got a temp stop sign, like a flagger almost, with a stop sign. Looks like he moved away or she moved away, so we can just cruise right through. Middle of this church service. This is a bad area to be in the middle of a Sunday afternoon. We got a big line of traffic here. I should have known going this way. I mean, you guys always say, oh, ticket in traffic. Here you go. Here's like a mini traffic situation. So fun watching bumper to bumper moving an inch at a time. One little cool note about the lights when using FSD is they almost like cycle as the wheels turn. So you can see when we're going really, really slow while using FSD, they don't continuously rotate. The colors like rotate faster the faster you're going is all I'm trying to say. Long-winded way of saying that. All right, so this guy's like waving us on to go. So I'm interested. Yeah. Wow. Okay, cool. So he was waving us on to go, and we didn't even hesitate for a second. We just blasted right around that curve. That was awesome. That's just completely natural. That's exactly what any human would do. That was great. Normally it would come to that complete stop and then wait and then go. No, it just right around because he was going, go. That was awesome. All right, so we got our last destination, and you guys know we gotta go back to the tiny stop sign, see if we get any different results. I'm not expecting to, but we had some fun with it last time, so we gotta give it the old 13.2.9 test, see if anything's changed. are we approaching right now? I do not think that FSD saw that, so I'm going to go ahead and... What in the hell is that? FSD definitely did not see that. It's like a guy in like a pod thing. What was that? I don't even know what to say. Every single one of these drives, I swear, something happens that just makes me speechless. What was that? I saved the dash cam clip so I could show you. I should have tried to get my phone out and record what it was, but I'll give you guys the dash cam clips you can see. If the dash cam can even see it. Is like a guy in like a bobsled that was motorized. Like, I don't even know what that is. If you guys know what it is, drop it down in the comments. That's like the edgiest of edge cases. You're never going to see whatever the heck that was. I just love when FSD just sends it. Like there's cars coming full speed, and instead of in the past it would come to a stop and wait for all these cars, it just whips it. Man, this is like a roller coaster. Woo! Coming in hot. It's a weird feeling because I do feel like very confident in FSD, especially now. But at the same time, every once in a while when we're doing this, like these tight, windy roads, and it's like rapidly approaching this real tight turn, I'm like, what if it just doesn't turn? Like, what if it just flings me into the side rail there? It's this weird thing. It almost feels like, I guess it's intrusive thoughts, right? Like, what if I just drive off this bridge? That kind of thing. But like, you're not actually driving. It's like, what if FSD gets intrusive thoughts? And it's like, you know what would be weird and unexpected? If I just didn't turn here. And then it just went straight into the guardrail. That's how you know you're in Kentucky. We got a horse crossing sign right there. At any given time, horses could cross the road. All right, so we finally made it to the neighborhood, and we're just gonna turn on FSD. I took the navigation off. We're just gonna turn it on, let it do its thing. All right, so we're stopping for this stop sign. Again, this is the same size stop sign as the other ones that we have not had luck stopping at yet. Well, hit or miss luck stopping at, which it's going to be interesting because there's cars on that side of the road. Perfectly normal at that one. So we're going to have to turn around and go back this other way here. And then let's hit it and see what happens. So again, we've got cars blocking up until the stop sign here. So I bet we go really wide around and then work our way back. And we'll see if we stop. I'm thinking these are going to work to our advantage here. Nope. We blew it. What is it about that stop sign? I'm not doing it a lot of times this time. I'm just doing it twice. So we already failed once. To be fair, neither of those people stopped at it either. So this is very much so being trained on human behavior. Both of those cars just flew right past it. All right, last time, and then we'll call it for this video. It stopped even less that time. So I think it has to, I don't know. I think it has to do with it being blocked and just being in a weird place. There's no line on the ground. I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm sure that are contributing. But anyway, we'll keep doing the mini stop sign test every time we get a new version of FSD. But I really appreciate you guys watching the video until the end. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know down in the comments what your experience been so far on 13.2.9. Let's talk about it down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be one of the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.